and Medcore draws away for a comfortable win.
Godolphin strike for the first time today. James McDonald giving Medcore a perfect run there for trainer John O'Shea.
Atkins has burst away from Amanpour going to second, but here's another local victory for Catkins.
He rode her like a good thing. He flew out of the barriers. He didn't want to go to the fence. He sat outside the lead and she sprinted.
General Leafay the inside. Here's Target inside going after Hot Schnitzel and General Leafay the fence. Target inside, stretching on the outside of General Leafay. General Leafay kicks on the inside and he might have won it.
General Leafay has held on by the barest of margins. In a driving finish, that's a treble to James McDonald.
Hartnell gets a half length on To The World, beaten up back in third, but Hartnell will take out the BMW. Hartnell too good for the Japanese horse To The World. Hartnell, James McDonald, 4 winners for James today. It's Omerus being tackled now by Haraki, who quickly put pay to them, and Haraki extends away for a big win in the Tulloch Stakes.
What a day for James McDonald. He has now ridden 5 winners.
Yeah, phenomenal. 8 races there on BMW Stakes Day at Rosehill, and 5 of them won by James McDonald. A phenomenal performance, Butch.
Yeah, was. Could have very nearly won the Vinery as well, running second there. So they're right on Hauraki in the 3-year-old Tulloch Stakes was just outstanding. Absolutely gun ride. So were some of the others, but I thought that Hauraki was just as good as it gets.
Yeah, he was dominant, obviously, 5 winners, and yeah, you know, we didn't see in the front page of the Waikato Times this morning the young boy from Waikato, James McDonald, dominating such a big event, did we? But you know, as opposed to his father being on it the week before for all the negative things in racing, it's a shame that we can't put the positive stuff on the front page too.
Indeed. All right, let's talk more about the BMW. The winner, Hartnell, was just too good. To the World, the Japanese horse was okay. And Who Shot the Barman, probably outside of the winner, the run of the race, Butch.
Yeah, it was a super run from a Sydney Cup perspective from Who Shot the Barman, you're right, hitting the line strongly. But James on Hartnell, he just proved too smart for Nick Hall on the other horse, the Japanese horse. Look, how are they going to beat this horse in the Sydney Cup when he drops to 52 kilos? The weights were released. He's won 2 weight for age races since then, and he drops to the minimum in the Sydney Cup. So he's going to be awfully hard to handle.
He's the one to beat. And like DA said, Who Shot the Barman, he found the line very nice under what was a very light ride. I thought he wasn't very vigorous on him at all. But Silent Achiever, boys, average.
It's probably the toughest race she's run in. You know, like that was an international race of the highest order. Hartnell's European form's outstanding. The Japanese horse is outstanding. Look, yeah, she's backing up a week later. Mightn't be the trick. She's probably gone somewhere near her best, but not good enough to win a race like that.
No,
and Lucia was much the same boat.
Probably very similar, yeah. They've probably raced somewhere near their peak. I haven't seen the time form ratings or the ratings out of the race, but they've probably raced somewhere near their peak performances. But that's just how strong that international race is now.
For sure.
And what do we make of Fast Dragon, just too rich?
Yeah.
Well out of his grade.
Yeah.
Well, different league.
All right, let's talk about the Tulloch. We saw, I think they call it Haraki, but it's Hauraki, winning here from Omerus and Miriam as well.
Yeah, this is a horse they've always had a lot of time for, Godolphin. They tried to get him to win an Australian Guineas. James just let him flop out, let him get 3 back the fence. He's tracked Omeros into the race, which was the hardest to beat, according to the form students. Come off its back and then went bang. He's a good horse, the son of Reset. And look, I know that everyone will want to be on Preferment and Volk Stock and Barrel next week in the Derby, but he's not without a chance. He's a very good horse.
If he can take that turn of foot to the Derby, he will be very competitive.
Yeah.
That was explosive turn of foot.
Okay, so what have the boys learnt this week, Butch?
I've learnt that sometimes karma smiles on you, and Blake Shin saw that on Saturday. Look, he got the sack, the drag, whatever you want to call it, the boot, everything off First Seal after his ride a couple of weeks ago. And look, he was pretty down in the mouth. He got a phone call from his stepfather, and they said, look, what about riding Fenway for us in the race that First Seal's going to? He said, yeah, I'd love to. He rode the horse with great aplomb, put it up onto the speed, and outstayed First Seal, to be honest. He probably knew that the 2,000 metres was going to be the risk with her because he'd ridden her last start. So he put the pressure on a wee way from home, and he was able to hold her out. So sometimes when it turns bad, it actually turns good.
Yep. Good heady ride. He's riding really well too, Blake, isn't he?
Oh,
Both him and
outstanding
James
jockey.
are riding outstandingly well in Sydney.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. He's a great jockey, and two fantastic jockeys fought out the finish there.
All right, so what have you learnt, Paul?
What I've learnt this week, Daryl, is a big thumbs up to the Pattern Review Committee, moving the Easter Handicap back a week, which allows a 2-week break between the Tiara Weight for Age breeders and the Easter Handicap. It'll allow all the mares that generally can't back up in the 1 week period to take on the Easter Handicap, which will make it a very, very strong race this year, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
All right, and the hook this week, Butch?
We have a positive hook this week. The two Group 1 2-year-old races going the way of freshman sires. Of course, Per Incanto, the sire of Del Cielo, winning the Haunui Farm Diamond Stakes, and McPhee siring Marky Mark to win the Courtesy Ford Sires Produce on Saturday. Look, these first season sires scoring in these two Group 1s, very important, not only to their respective studs, Little Avondale and Westbury, but also to the industry at large. It's great to have first season sires coming out and doing the job early in their career and getting these Group 1 wins. So congratulations to all involved with Per Incanto and McPhee, and another reason for people to come to New Zealand and look to purchase horses.
Okay, and just before we go, too, a quick mention of the 4 geldings who have been walking for, it's true, this is what they're called, 4 geldings who have been walking for Oxfam: Brent Taylor, Rodney Schick, Sam Williams and Dino Carroll. Apparently they set themselves a total of about 20,000 to raise for Oxfam, and they've well and exceeded that now. And you still have until the 11th of May to donate to the cause, oxfamtrailwalker.org.nz. Well done, fellas. All right, Butch, of course, Group 1 action turns to Te Araha next week with the mares in action there.
Yeah, it does, and it's going to be Noel's sign-off, isn't it? NG Harris finishes on Ponderosa Miss in the Group 1 from what we can gather, so all the very best of luck to him. He's been an absolute legend.
He sure has. Thanks, Twig. We'll catch you next week.
Yep, we'll be there, mate, and hopefully Harry will throw a party after that.
Hopefully. Thanks to Maura Murdoch, and thanks to John O'Bennett for coming on the program as well. If you'd like to contact us, you can via facebook.com/weighinshow, at weighinshow on Twitter, or weighin at nzracingboard.co.nz. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.